Dear students, today we are going to learn about precautions while measuring length. Actually, in our last class, we have come to know about length and about measuring length. But during measuring length, some precautions we have to take. So today, we will come to know about those precautions. For example, suppose you are going to measure the length of any object with the help of a ruler. So, what are the things you have to be careful for? What precautions you have to take? The very first one is the reading should be started from the zero marking instead of the age. If you see clearly in your ruler, the zero reading, it begins a little bit from inside. It's not exactly at the edge. So that's why you have to place the object accordingly. You cannot place the object just at the edge of the ruler because the reading zero begins a little bit inside. If you'll see in the figure, clearly you can understand. Now, second point which you have to be careful, which you have to keep in your mind, that the scale always must be placed along or parallel to the edge of the object to be measured. So here the scale is placed just parallel to the object. The scale should not be placed in this manner. If you will place the scale in this manner, so definitely the reading will come inaccurate. That won't be correct reading. So you have to be very much careful. And the third point, which is the very important point, the end of the object, actually you have to keep your eyes just in a very correct position. You have to keep your eyes just in front of the reading as shown in the figure. If you'll see in this figure, if the end point and your eyes they are not on the same position, or your eyes you are not keeping exactly perpendicular to the point, so definitely the reading will come incorrect. Here the correct reading, if your position of your eyes is correct, then the correct reading you will get 4.8 centimeter. But the same point, if you will try to look from your left, then the reading will come incorrect because that is not the correct position of your eyes. It comes 4.9 centimeter. Whereas if you try to see that point from your right, then you that in that case too you will get incorrect reading. Here the reading you are getting 4.7 centimeter. So in the mid, it is shown that is the correct position of your eyes when you are going to measure the length of any object. So in this way, the 3 points you have to always be careful. You have to keep in your mind. Number one, the reading should be started from the zero marking instead of the edge. Number two, the scale must be placed along or parallel to the edge of the object to be measured. And number three, that is the eyes of the observer. That means your eyes always you should keep in the front of the reading, like shown in this picture. So these are the 3 points which you have to be careful, which precautions you have to take while measuring the length of any object. Okay, now the very next topic is your measurement of mass. Before we deal with measurement of mass, we first know what is mass. Now, you just suppose if you try to lift a bag of rice that is 1 kg, suppose 1 kg rice bag, and if you try to lift the 2 kg rice bag, definitely 2 kg rice bag you will feel heavier. So why it's so? Because the quantity of rice in 2 kg bag is more. So that's why what is mass actually? Mass is the quantity of matter contained in a body. So it's written there, mass, the quantity of matter contained in a body is called its mass. And another point which always you should keep in your mind is that mass of a body is always fixed. It doesn't vary time to time, or it doesn't vary place to place. It is fixed always. And similarly, the third point which you have to keep in your mind, and that already you have come to know regarding SI unit of mass is kg. Now, when we go to measure the large mass, we use the unit larger than kg, such as quintal, metric ton, etc. These units are called multiples of kilogram. Definitely, kilogram is the SI unit, but sometimes we have to measure large mass. In that case, we actually use the larger units like quintal, metric ton, etc. And these larger units are called multiples of kilogram. Similarly, sometimes we have to measure small masses. So in that case, what we do, we use smaller, units that are smaller than kg. So second point you can see there, to measure the small masses, we use the unit smaller than kg, such as milligram, centigram, etc. These units are called submultiples of kilogram. So multiples of kilogram means the units larger than kilogram, and submultiples of kilogram means the units is smaller than kilogram. Uh, in our country, still some local units like tola, pau, dharni, etc. are used as the unit of masses. But these are the local units. We cannot call these units as the standard units. Clear? Okay. Always, dear students, you should remember this, that 1000 milligrams make 1 gram. Similarly, 1000 grams make 1 kilogram. 100 kilogram makes 1 quintal, and 10 quintal makes 1 metric ton. So always, because these are the units which are commonly in use, so that's why you should know their value relatively. Okay, now we all know that to measure anything, we need some instruments or some devices. So here to measure actually mass, we use different instruments like beam balance, grocer balance, physical balance, etc. Okay, so today we have come to know, what are the things we have come to know. Let's recall in our mind. We have come to know what are the precautions we have to take while measuring the length of the object. Second thing, what is mass? Okay, what's its SI unit? What are the larger units than kg? What are the smaller units than kg? Okay, and what are the different instruments which we use to measure mass of the body? So for today, this much only. Thank you very much.